Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a real giant of the self-help world, maybe the giant. Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
It's quite something, isn't it? Published way back in 1936.
1936. And it's sold, what, over 30 million copies globally?
At least. The scale is just immense. It's become the sort of cultural bedrock.
Yeah, inescapable. But not because it was, deep philosophy. It was about social survival, really.
Exactly. And that's the paradox, the hook we're exploring today.
Right. This promise of success through connection, through being agreeable, being kind.
But then the immediate pushback, the criticism that's followed it for decades,
Yeah.
that it's all just manipulation, superficial.
Turning people into people-pleasing robots. I think that's a common phrase you hear.
It is a manual line connection that's constantly eyed with suspicion. It's fascinating.
So how did this happen? How did this manual for getting along become such a phenomenon?
Well, I think to understand the book, you have to understand the man, Dale Carnegie, or Carnegie as he was originally known.
Right.
Born 1888, poor farm in Missouri. He was apparently very conscious of class, of social awkwardness.
Felt it himself.
Deeply. His early life, lots of struggle, feeling out of place. He tried acting, tried sales.
And didn't exactly set the world on fire, right?
No, he failed quite a bit.
Really?
That failure led to his big insight.
Which was?
That his problem wasn't lack of brains or talent. It was his inability to, connect, to project confidence in social situations. That was the real barrier.
Okay. So it was personal.
Very. Then comes 1912. He's basically broke, crashing at a YMCA, and he starts teaching public speaking. Night classes.
To who?
Working adults, people who weren't after theory. They needed practical tools right now. How do I talk to my boss? How do I handle a difficult customer? How do I just speak up?
So real-world problems.
Exactly, and this is key. The book wasn't dreamed up in isolation. It came directly out of those classes.
Like a laboratory.
Precisely. A communication lab. He wasn't inventing rules so much as testing them, crowdsourcing them. Students would try things out, a certain phrase, a tone of voice, and report back. What worked, what didn't.
So it's almost like user-generated content in a way.
In a 1930s kind of way, yes.
Yeah.
It became this tested instruction manual, built from what actually got results for thousands of, frankly, anxious Americans trying to climb that ladder.
And the focus shifted. Not just what you say.
But how you make the other person feel. That was the revolutionary part, I think. Making the other person feel important.
That feeling, that seems to be the engine of the whole thing. Carnegie called it the craving to be important.
That's a core driver, absolutely. Everything in the book, every technique, is designed to feed or protect that fundamental human need in the other person.
Okay, let's break down some of those techniques, the
Yeah.
fundamental techniques in handling people, kind of like the opening moves.
Right. And the first one is still pretty radical in its simplicity. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Don't. Because criticism, he argued, is futile. It puts people on the defensive immediately. Their ego kicks in.
And once they're defensive.
Communication shuts down. You might score a point, win the argument maybe, but you've lost the person, lost the influence.
So you create this neutral space by avoiding attack, but you can't leave a vacuum, right?
No, you fill it.
No?
And you fill it with honest and sincere appreciation.
He's very specific about honest and sincere, isn't he? Not just flattery.
Yes, he distinguishes sharply. Cheap flattery is obvious. It backfires. It has to be genuine recognition, something specific you notice, some effort they made that directly feeds the craving.
Okay, so avoid criticism, give genuine appreciation, and then the big one.
Arouse in the other person an eager want. This flips the whole script on influence.
How so?
It's not about pushing your agenda. It's about figuring out what they already want or need and then framing your idea, your request, your product as the way for them to get it.
So you connect your goal to their desire, their ego.
Exactly. It's influence by alignment, not coercion.
Clever. Okay, let's shift to the next part. 6 ways to make people like you, making yourself magnetic.
And again, the advice is almost startlingly simple. Number 1, smile.
Just smile.
Just smile. It signals warmth, openness, lowers defenses, makes you seem approachable, non-threatening, basic, but powerful.
And then there's the idea of being interested in others.
Genuinely interested. This is huge. Carnegie basically says, stop talking about yourself. Ask questions. Listen intently.
Why is that so effective?
Well, think about it. Most people are wrapped up in their own world. So the person who actually focuses on you, asks about your interests, listens to your stories, they become incredibly rare and valuable. memorable.
It makes sense. And that leads to maybe the most famous line in the whole book.
Ah, yes, the name. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
It sounds so simple.
It is simple, but how many of us are actually good at it? Using someone's name.
Uh-huh.
It's instant personalization,
That-
validation.
It cuts through the noise.
Completely. It says, I see you. In a world where people often feel invisible, it's incredibly powerful, an immediate connection.
Okay, and the final section we should touch on, winning people to your way of thinking. This feels like the advanced course.
It is, in a way, and it's all about protecting the other person's ego, even when you disagree.
Starting with, avoid arguments.
Yes. Carnegie believed the only way to win an argument is to avoid it entirely.
Why? Because arguments just create.
Winners and losers. And the loser might concede outwardly, but inwardly. They resent you. They're not truly won over.
So what do you do when there is a disagreement or someone's made a mistake?
The crucial thing is to let the other person save face. Always.
Never back them into a corner.
Never. Don't humiliate them, especially publicly. Give them a graceful way out. An easy way to admit they were wrong or to change their mind without feeling stupid or attacked. If they can save face, they're much more likely to cooperate.
And this builds towards the ultimate tactic.
Letting the other person feel the idea is theirs.
Give away the credit.
For the sake of the outcome, yes. Guide them subtly towards your conclusion. Let them articulate it. Let them feel ownership. You bypass all their defenses. You get maximum buy-in.
It's undeniably effective, isn't it? Tapping into that universal ego.
That's why the rules work so reliably. They're based on observable human psychology.
Okay. Which brings us squarely to the big problem, the controversy. If it works so well, why the constant suspicion? Why the manipulation charge?
It really comes down to that tension between authenticity and performance, doesn't it?
Meaning?
Critics argue the book encourages you to act interested, act agreeable, perform kindness, solely to get what you want, the win.
So it's about intent. Are you putting on a mask?
Exactly. Is the relationship based on genuine connection or just skillful acting? Are you suppressing your real thoughts, your real disagreements, just to smooth things over and get your way?
The example always used is the salesperson who remembers your kids' names and asks about your golf game.
Just before the hard sell.
Right.
It feels insincere because the motive seems purely self-interested. The techniques work, but the ethical filter is on the user. Are you using them to genuinely connect or just to, extract value?
And that connects to a bigger critique, doesn't it, about avoiding conflict?
Yes, that don't criticize rule. In many situations, especially today, constructive conflict, necessary disagreement is vital.
For growth, for social change.
Absolutely. If everyone just avoids unpleasant truths to keep things comfortable, you get stagnation. Critics say Carnegie's world is one where tough realities are papered over for emotional comfort.
Keeping people happy within the system.
Rather than challenging the system itself. That's a common interpretation.
We also have to consider the context, right? It was written almost 90 years ago.
Definitely. For a much more formal, hierarchical, largely male business world. And that raises issues of emotional labor.
Explain that.
The constant need to perform, smile, remember every detail, be intensely interested. It puts a huge burden on the individual, especially if they're lower on the ladder.
It's exhausting.
It can be. It turns communication into this relentless performance rather than an equal exchange. You're always on, always managing the other person's feelings for a strategic payoff. That contributes to burnout, anxiety.
So, looking at the big picture, why does it still endure despite all these criticisms?
Well, because fundamentally it works. It's like a cheat code for human interaction.
What's cheat code?
Yeah, it exploits these deep-seated human vulnerabilities, vanity, the need for appreciation, the fear of being judged in a way that gets results quickly. It's immediately effective.
And the Dale Carnegie Training Organization kept it going, right? Embedded it in business culture.
Absolutely. That cemented the legacy. These methods became standard practice in corporate training worldwide.
Yet, there's that paradox with Carnegie himself.
Right. The man who wrote the Manual for Connection and Success reportedly struggled quite a bit with his own mental health, his own relationships. That's a common theme in self-help, isn't it? The guru whose own life doesn't quite match the prescription. Outward success doesn't always mean inner peace.
So, for someone picking up this book today, or just thinking about these ideas, what's the takeaway?
I'd say the challenge for you, the learner, is ethical filtering. The book is incredibly valuable, Maybe not as a moral guide, but as a diagnostic tool.
To understand why people react the way they do.
Exactly. To understand those buttons, those levers, then the choice is yours. How do you use that knowledge? Do you apply the techniques with genuine empathy and good intent? Or do you use them purely strategically?
Ensuring kindness isn't just a mask for manipulation.
That's the core challenge, understanding why smiling, using names, avoiding criticism works so reliably across cultures and time, and then deciding how you integrate that knowledge ethically into your own life.
Okay, let's leave our listeners with a final thought. The book, as we discussed, arguably teaches avoiding conflict for comfort. So consider this. In your own life, what crucial truth, maybe a difficult conversation, have you avoided just for the sake of letting someone else save face? And looking back, what was the real cost of that avoidance for you and maybe for them too?